The one-length cutting technique is used to create a square one-level line that falls below the shoulder. Prior to the cut, Label M protein cream is applied as a cutting agent. This is an amazing leave-in product that rejuvenates the hair. This helps with the sectioning and creating of an immaculate finish when blow-drying the hair. A profile parting is taken from the centre of the forehead to the centre of the nape. Diagonal forward sections are taken from the profile parting to the bottom of the ears. The size of the section taken is dependent on the hair density. The denser the hair, the finer the section. With the head upright, the hair is combed to natural full, with the fine teeth of the comb to maximise tension. The hair is held within the comb and the line is cut square. The balance is now checked. The next section is taken from the profile parting to the middle of the ears. The hair is combed to natural full and held within the comb to maintain strength within the baseline. And the line is cut square. The next section is taken from the profile parting to the top of the ears. The hair is combed to natural full. And the line is cut to follow the guide. The baseline is now checked for balance and shape. A horseshoe section is taken from below the crown to the front hairline. Starting through the back area, the hair is combed to natural full with the wide teeth of the comb. This is to reduce tension as we work towards the crown area. The hair is held within the comb and the line is cut square to follow the guide. through the sides is combed back to behind the shoulder to maintain a square line. Another horseshoe section is taken through the top area. The hair is combed to natural fall in the back, into over-directed through the sides, and the line is cut to follow the guide. The last section is taken once the profile parting is reached. The hair is combed to natural fall in the back, into over-directed through the sides, and the line is cut to follow the guide. On completion of the one-length technique, the hair is checked for balance and shape within the line. Label M smoothing cream is applied to the hair in preparation for the blow dry. This is a fantastic product that creates a frizz-free finish and prevents moisture from entering into the hair, creating a long-lasting smoothness. The hair is blast dried through to reduce moisture. Diagonal forward sections are then taken through the back area until reaching the top of the ears. Using a Label M paddle brush, the hair is blow dried from roots to ends to smooth the surface of the hair. horseshoe sections are now taken until reaching the profile parting, and the method is repeated. Label M heat protection spray is applied ahead of the hair being straightened. This gives total protection from the direct heat source. This prevents any potential damage from the heating appliances. The same sectioning pattern as the blow dry is used when straightening the hair, starting at the perimeter at the back, working up until the profile parting is reached. Sections are held in the comb to allow for even tension. The Label M straightening iron is worked over the surface of the hair from roots to ends, creating a smooth, sleek finish. On completion of the hair being straightened, the one length line is checked for graduation and any excess graduation is removed from the line. The forward graduation technique is a combination of the one-length cutting technique at the back and face framing graduation at the front. Prior to the cut, Label M leave-in conditioner is applied as a cutting agent, containing aloe vera to help control sectioning and retain moisture within the hair during the blow dry. The one-length cutting technique is used to establish a baseline through the perimeter, which can be viewed within the future foundation collection and will be recapped during this technique. Diagonal forward sections are worked up to the top of the ears. The hair is combed to natural fall and held within the comb, and the line is cut square. Horseshoe sections are worked up until the profile parting is reached. The hair is combed to natural fall through the back into over-directed through the sides, and the line is cut square. The balance is now checked. On completion of the one-length technique, a radial parting is taken from the top of the head to the top of the ears. The back is now isolated. Diagonal back sections are taken from the profile parting 1 inch from the front hairline to the top of the ears. With the head upright, the hair is combed to natural fall and held at a graduation level dependent on hair density and suitability, and the line is cut visually from the baseline up to ensure the corner is maintained. The method is repeated in exactly the same way on the opposite side. The balance is now checked. A diagonal back section is now pivoted through the side area. The hair is combed to natural fall and held at the same graduation level as the previously cut section. And the line is cut from the baseline up, following the guide. Pivoting diagonal back sections are continued to be taken until reaching the profile parting, and the method is repeated. The width of the sections being taken is dependent on hair density. The denser the hair, the finer the section. The technique is repeated on the opposite side. The hair is combed to natural fall and held at the same level of graduation as the previously cut section, and the line is cut to follow the guide. The balance is now checked. Label M Extra Strong Mousse is also applied to the hair in preparation for the blow dry, a whip foam mousse to create volume, texture and hold that will last. The hair is blast dried through to reduce moisture. The hair through the back is blow dried using a Label M paddle brush. Sections are worked from the perimeter to behind the radial parting. Using the paddle brush, the hair is blow dried from roots to ends to smooth the surface of the hair. The hair through the top and sides are blow dried with a Label M jumbo hot brush to create volume and to curve the ends in towards the face to complement the shape. To show an alternative finish for the forward graduation technique, the Label M tongs are used. Prior to the hair being tonged, Label M hairspray is applied to help set the hair. The hair is worked around the tongs and directed away from the face. Sections are continued throughout the hair and the method is repeated. The hair is then dressed out using the hands to shake out the hair, creating softness and texture. Finally, Label M Shine Mist is applied for a weightless glossy finish. The natural inversion technique creates a surface layer for volume and texture. Prior to the cut, Label M protein cream is applied as a cutting agent, an amazing leave-in product that rejuvenates hair, aiding the sectioning and creating an immaculate finish when blow drying. A profile parting is taken from the centre of the forehead to the centre of the nape. Diagonal forward partings are taken 1 inch below the crown, from the profile parting to the top of both ears. The back is then isolated to maintain weight through the baseline. A profile section is taken through the top area. With the head upright, the profile section is combed to 90 degrees to over-directed and is cut to increase in length towards the back. Before the profile section is cut, it is important to know what length the forward graduation will be cut to, which will be worked later in the technique, to ensure the correct amount of length and weight will be maintained within the forward graduation. A diagonal back section is worked from the profile. The hair is combed to T to the parting and is over-directed into the profile section and the guideline followed. It is important when working with this technique that you always stand on the opposite side of the sections being cut, as this will ensure that the guideline is clearly visible and will encourage consistency with the distribution. Another diagonal back section is taken through the side area. Due to its increase in size, the section is subdivided to allow for greater control. The hair is combed to T to the parting and is over-directed back to the profile section and cut to follow the guideline. diagonal back sections are continued to be worked through the side area until the hairline is reached and the method is repeated. The profile section is now re-established to use as a guide for the opposite side. A diagonal back section is now taken from the profile. The hair is combed to T to the parting and over-directed back to the profile section and cut to follow the guideline. Note the change in the hand position. Another diagonal back section is now worked through the side and the method is continued. It is important that the hair is over-directed into the profile section to ensure a consistent build-up of length within the shape. Diagonal back sections are continued to be taken, and the technique is repeated. Note how the arm position and the finger position mirror the line of the cut. The balance is now checked by taking horizontal sections from the profile parting to the hairline. The hair is combed to 90 degrees to over-directed, and the line is checked for a consistent build-up of length towards the outside. The baseline is now cut. The hair is combed to natural fall and is held within the fingers to create softness within the perimeter, and point cut as a rounded baseline. A radial parting is now placed from the top of the head to the top of both ears. The back is then isolated. The forward graduation is now worked using slide cutting to create softness around the face. The hair is combed to natural fall and held at a graduation level depending on hair density and suitability, and the shape is worked visually. balance is now checked. Label M volume mousse is applied in preparation for the blow dry. Easy to apply, this medium hold spray mousse gives volume and control whilst blow drying. The hair is blast dried through to reduce moisture. Using a Label M extra large round brush, the hair is blow dried from roots to ends. To achieve volume, the hair is lifted away from the head to a high elevation. Using tension from the brush and heat from the hairdryer, the hair is smoothed through. The hair is worked from ends to roots, wrapping the hair around the brush and then allowed to cool. The hair is then unwound from the brush to create movement. A horseshoe section is now worked from below the crown to the front hairline. The hair is then securely clipped away. Through the back area, exactly the same method is used for the blow dry. Through the sides, the hair is wrapped vertically around the brush to direct the hair away from the face. The crown area is now blow dried using the same method. Through the top area, horizontal sections are continued to be worked away from the face, creating volume and movement. The hair is then dressed out by tilting the head slightly back and using the hands to shake out the blow dry, creating softness and texture within the hair. Label M hairspray is used to complete the look, a superb fast-drying hairspray that is a backstage favourite at London Fashion Week. The square layer cut creates internal texture and shape on a mid-length baseline. Prior to the cut, Label M leave-in conditioner is applied as a cutting agent, containing aloe vera to help control sectioning and retain moisture within the hair during the blow dry. A profile parting is taken from the centre of the forehead to the centre of the nape. Diagonal forward sections are worked from the profile parting to the middle of the ears. The hair is combed to natural fall and held within the fingers, and the line is cut square. balance is now checked. Diagonal forward sections are now worked from the profile parting to the top of the ears. The hair is combed to natural fall, and the line is cut to follow the guide.